Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to be setting a challenge in junk journaling for everyone. And so I thought I'd get you using paper napkins. Now I've got loads. Ever since I started this sort of junk journaling journey, I just pick up paper napkins. Serviettes, as we tend to call them here in the UK, but they do say paper napkin there on the packet. Yeah, and I love the way they look. So I am working on, well, I'm working on several journals, as you do, and I was putting the pages together and I wanted to use some piano roll. I have just spent probably half an hour looking for this because I'm in the middle of sorting out my craft room. And this was on my desk and I had to clear it. And could I find it? No, I couldn't. But anyway, eventually I did. I've got a new one and I didn't want to open it. So I wanted this for a page. And so I wanted to sort of cut it down. So did it about 8 inches tall, I think. That'll do anyway. So I have managed to cut it nice and neatly, so let's continue with that. And the problem is with piano roll, as you can see with me struggling here, because it's been wound up for like 100 odd years, it doesn't like unwinding. So to use it as a page in a journal, quite difficult. Now I have tried different things, used my heat tool on it. That was fairly effective actually, using a heat tool. I don't know where to put it now, so I don't want to lose it again. But it didn't really last that long, and so you really have to adhere it to something. So I thought, I wonder what would happen if I put some serviette on it. And that's what happened. It was perfect. Have I cut this the same height? Not quite. No, I must have done it 8 1/4, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I used this with it. I'm going to use this one with it this time. But my thoughts are, it's been on my desk, so my thoughts are I am just going to fold that in half, like so. Did that appallingly, Jezebel. And that will be a nice page in the journal. I'm going to stick it. These bits are curling up purely because they've been on my desk. The back bit there is quite nice and flat. But I just think that'd be a really nice page in a journal. And then you've got this lovely paper that you can still see on the other side. And I say I'll probably flatten that under some heavy book. And that'll be right, and it's really nice, and it's got a nice colour to it. I think I did use some blending brushes on it as well to give it that colour, but I just think it's really nice, and it's really simple. So working with serviettes, paper napkins, usually tells you what ply it is, so you know how many layers. This is 3 ply, so it's got 3 layers, so you need to take all of the layers off. Now this could be a teaching granny to suck eggs video, or it could be something completely new to you. Now there we go, top layer, middle layer, bottom layer. So I'm just going to peel those off together. Sometimes they don't come off as easily as that. I just roughed up the edge to get that off. The other way is you can get a bit of sellotape and you just put the sticky, cut off a bit, put the sticky on and pull it, and it comes off. A treat doing it that way. So I think ones with, like this one's white in the background, the other one was cream in the background, they work really well because the background kind of disappears. So that's what works really well. I'm going to keep my new tabletop clean. So another little tip. This is cereal box liner, and it's really good to protect your surface if you're doing something messy. Now, piano roll has a dull side and a shiny side. I'm going to stick onto the shiny side so that the dull side's what you see in your journal. And I'm just going to put glue all over this. Okay, and because of the holes, if I didn't have my plastic down, it would have gone through to my desk. I'm going to use gel matte medium. You can use whatever glue you want. When I first started, I used watered down PVA, but I've since I didn't like, in the end I didn't like the look that I got with that. It was like too shiny. I'm hoping once this goes on, oh, it'll flatten out a bit. Glue sticks another. I've seen people use glue sticks, but as I did this page so long ago, it was about 2 weeks ago, I've actually forgotten what I did. I'm sure I used this. I might have done a glue stick to glue it down and use the matte medium over the top. Can't remember. See, now it's flattening down a bit. We're cooking on gas. So let's spread this out. See, it's gone over the side. This is why I've got my little messy sheet. Need a bit more over here. This is my silicone brush that I use, cheapest chips from hairdressing section. Is where I got these from. Bought a set of 5, I think, for about £3. It saves you washing brushes out because I'm rubbish at that. Right, that's not quite to the end there. Bit on that end. Take that off. So I'll make sure I've got all the corners and the edges done. There we go. So now I'm going to lay. Got a new setup here, and I don't quite know where I am in camera now. So now I'm just going to lay this over and just sort of pat it down. If I get wrinkles, I'm not overly bothered, to be fair. So I'm just patting it down there. And just gently go over with my silicone brush. Don't want to rip your napkin, so that's what I'm doing it gently. And as I'm thinking about it, I might have applied glue stick first. So that's sticking down nicely. And then I'm just going to go over the top again with another layer to properly seal it. Probably put loads on there. Well, there's no probably about it, Jez, you have put loads on there. But hey ho. I say I've done watered down PVA before now, but I just think that gives a bit of a shine. This is matte medium, so as it says on the tube, it's matte. So this gives a seal to the paper napkin, makes it a little bit more robust in your journal. Just going to brush all in the same direction. So I did put a little bit too much on there. I've just done it all in the same direction, then I've messed up. So that's that. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'm going to do it on a different medium. So let me just stop me filming for a minute and we'll bring in something else. So I am going to use, so I bought a big roll of this in a charity shop the other week, and it's like tracing paper, a bit like pattern tissue. Let's get a sheet out. There we go. So you could use a paper pattern, tracing paper, baking parchment. I imagine they will all work really, really well. So this is quite thin. We have a similar problem with this as we did with the piano roll. I'm going to put it this way round. That makes it easier. So I'm going to use glue stick on this. So I've got brand new glue stick because I don't know where the glue stick was that was on my desk before I started all this. So just gonna go along, not going right to the end, just approximately the size. It's quite a big area I'm doing. If you were going to sort of attach this to a tag, then that would be all right. I've done these on masterboard, so I've done like a whole sheet of book pages and then put napkin on and made tags. I just wanted to try a different thing. How far over do we want to go? It's about there. I can just about see the line I've drawn with my glue stick. I'm not so worried about it being all over because I am going to go over the top with the matte medium. What I don't want is lumps of glue stick. There we go. That should be okay. So I'm going to put the straight line to the straight line. We'll just lay it down and smooth it over. Now, because this is got a pink background, it's not going to disappear into the underneath in the same way that the cream and the white did. It's going to disappear a little bit. So that's that. So now I'm going to put some of my matte medium down. Now you can see a little bit of my matte underneath showing through. So I'm just going to put a bit of this around and then give it a spread. Give it a spread with this, and then that will make sure any bits that I missed with the glue stick will now not matter, because they'll get glued. I didn't put, well, I took the last one off with the cereal packet. I've got another liner because I've got quite a number of them, but I thought I'm not going all the way to the edge, so it didn't really matter so much on this one. And then I thought when they're dry, I might make something with them. I say the ones on the piano pages I wanted really for actual pages in the journal, but you can make things as well. I thought I might make some envelopes, so that not quite gone to the edge there. Take some excess off here, stick it up there. So that's that. And you can see from the other side, I think that's quite nice. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and we'll see if the other one's now dry. Right, so they're both dry now. I had lunch break and went out for a walk. It's a glorious sunny day. It is just, it's like summer's here. So they're both dry there. So I'm going to peel this off. I chose to leave this on the cereal packet whilst it was drying. Now, got a little bit of glue seepage through there. Not bothered. So that get folded up onto my trolley that's right next to me, which is fine. This one obviously wasn't on anything, so now we need to just cut round. So there we go. And I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, I don't think I did go over it with my blending brush, because the way it goes sort of translucent, it's got the colour of the thing coming through. I mean, you can do, if you wanted to, add a little bit of extra distressing on the top there, but I don't think it needs it. So that could be now folded in half. And that could be a nice page in the journal. And you could leave the little rough bits off or tidy it up, whatever you want. So I'm quite liking that. I'm going to put those to one side. And having glue bits that have come through does kind of add to the interest a bit, I think. I do quite like it. Fine though. Right, so then we've got this, which I could also have as a page in a journal, just the same. It's got now a little bit more thickness, but I thought I might make an envelope or something. That'd be quite nice, I think. Oh, getting me guillotine up. It's not. There, we'll get this one through because that's slightly shorter, and then we'll be all right. Just want a straight edge. So that's that. So shall I do we'll go down this way actually, because I might go here. So if I go, let's do 4-ish. Should I go 4-ish? 5. Yeah. Let's do something with this for now. So I could do it so that the butterflies are on the inside. When you open it, you've got a surprise. Because if I do it the other way, you're going to end up, oh no, that is the right way around. It's just they'll be upside down on the back. No, that's fine. Fine, fine, fine. So, I think we'll go up there. And then going to leave a little bit of a gap there to come down. And then I'll just take that off. That's stuck to my jumper. So we'll take that bit off. There we go. And then we're going to go from about there I might fold in. They're upside down. I've done it the wrong way around. That way. Okay, that'll work. So we're going to go and fold that bit in there. So that's going to be the envelope. Now I'm going to fold the sides in a little bit, so we should lose a bit of that. I'm not bothered though. Now I'm going to do this without measuring. Might have to do those creases again now. So I'm going to come in there, 1/2 inch-ish. 1/4 inch rather, ish. Same up to the side. About the same. Then I'm gonna bring me touch. I found my plastic cover for that. So I'm gonna notch there, notch there, and a notch there up to the crease, notch there. So now it's going to get folded in that way. the bit that's going to glue down, so we're going to cut all this off. Following that crease. It won't be perfect. It will be good enough. A complete squiff then. There we go. So that's going to glue down there. Those two bits, glue over there. Come down. That's my envelope. Could actually come in a little bit further because now go across there. And across there. That's a bit better. Oh, look, that's almost perfectly matching. And then we've got the fully on there. And I'm going to just fold this top bit under a tad so it's got a better lip. Just checking I haven't folded it so far, but that's no good. I'll just fold that down a tab. There. So I'm just going to do some gluing. I will ink afterwards. So having tried this out, I might then go and do a second one a little bit better than how I've just done this first one. So I'm going across there like so, and that's to be glued down to the back here. So it doesn't matter about that little bit not having any of the paper napkin on, because it's going to get covered over. Oh, it'd be easier. It would be easier to ink that now. Not actually very much ink on that pad. So we're going to glue these down. And it's going to have an extra, you could take out that bulk, I'm not going to, it's not very bulky, it's only really thin tissue. That is a little envelope. I do like the feel of it. Has got a very nice feel to it. So let's get some. I'm looking up there. The ink's not there. Let's do a different one then. Let's use this one instead. I think sort of grey and purpley pink go quite nice together. So we'll use this. Need to put some paper under there. Got some up here that I used for something previous, so that I can. That's my little envelope. Let's just snip that off. Yeah, quite liking that. Okay, so I have made a second envelope using the envelope punch board. I did film it. I went wrong. I've got 2 lines across there because I actually did the first punch in the wrong place. But I thought I'll cut it out because you've probably seen lots of people make envelopes with envelope punch board, and so you didn't need to see me make it wrong. Anyway, I've just used it anyway. It doesn't really matter. But the video would have been too long if I left it in. Okay, and I do like the fact that you can see butterflies through it. Not so much on that one because I turned it over, but it has got ever such a nice crinkly feel about it. Really like that, and I don't mind the fact that I've got 2 lines there. I think that works as well. So we've got this. So I could stick it on card, and that could be the basis of some tags. Could cut out these butterflies and just use them. Could make clusters with, could do circular cluster. Would that fit in the circle? Near enough, wouldn't it? Quite like that. Could just decorate on top of a tag. I might chop down there. Chop down there. I've got a thin one and a thicker one. Yeah. So that would be quite thin, but quite pretty. Quite like that. Had a little play. I've made a journaling card. What I did was a fussy cut. The little half butterfly that we had, and so I just put it on the edge there because I thought that worked, and I kind of layered it up. So I've done some stamping. This is just a bit of craft card. I bought some ages ago, some little cards with a matching envelope, and I discovered them yesterday, and I thought, well, they'll be good. So I'm gonna recreate another one, not exactly the same. I'm gonna use this circle, and I found on my desk this die cut butterfly, good colour match, and it will sit behind that really nicely. And I thought, perfect, love the look of that. So this is going to be a journaling card on its side. So quite like the way that looks. So that kind of doesn't look straight to me. I'm going to get my little guillotine and check. Maybe it is. I think it's that way. It's not straight. Yeah, no, it's not straight, Jez. There we go. I was right. That's better. So we've got that. I'm just going to round the corners. just with my small corner rounder. Quite like the look of little subtle corners. There we go. Another thing I've discovered whilst moving things around, I've got all my stamps nearby, and I've got this background stamp. It's very old, bit of glare there, sorry, really old Stampin' Up stamp. It's a big wood block. I used to buy the wood block ones when they're background stamps, because I wasn't going to buy the big acrylic block to put the cling one on. And it also means that I can do what I'm just about to do now, and that is take what I'm stamping to the ink pad. There we go, and then I just press it down, just pressing it down. It doesn't matter that if I get a miss stamp, because I often use a brayer for this, but that's going to do. There we go. I love that. So I thought that made quite a nice little sort of background layer. I've forgotten completely about this stamp set, and that's what's really good that I found with totally rearranging my craft room. Lots of things are getting closer to me that weren't close before. Just realised, I don't think it matters. I want it to go that way, but it doesn't actually matter with this design, but I want it that way to have that to go on the back there. I used a bit of an offcut of this to go behind, so I'll just do a bit of ripping, random rip. Let's just set that on there, a random rip there, down there, just to add another layer. I did put a doily as well on that one, which is where the idea for this came from, because I felt it needed something behind it. I saw this butterfly, thought, oh, that'll work. I'd already stamped that flower, so I couldn't turn it the other way, and I thought, oh, well, I'll put a doily on this one, and then we'll have this on this one. So I'm really liking that. I don't think I need to stamp the flower on this one. I think that will work just as it is. So I'm gonna just use my glue stick on, I'm gonna ink the edges first. And I just thought of something else. I'm gonna crease it up. There we go. That's better. That's better. And then stick it down. And I'm going to use a spreader there. And the stamping underneath is showing up as well. So we've got like a nice subtle layer. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. I am going to put a bit of this on it. I have had this butterfly for a very long time. Very long time. I think this colour is Fresh Fig. So anybody who knows anything about Stampin' Up colours, that was a long time ago. It was one of my favourites because it's very similar to Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, that'd be nice. And then that can get stuck down on top of it there. Love it. And I put some eyelets in this to balance out that butterfly. That butterfly is quite central, really. Could put some maybe down there just to be a bit different. So I've got my smallest hole set on 1/4 inch. There we go, that'll do. Little eyelets. These little purple ones will work. There we go. It came up warning low battery, and I'm not sure if it was still filming at that point, but I had to close it just in case. There we go. One. There we go. And I just put a little bit of twine in that, just to give it a little bit of extra interest. So snippety snip, snip. Just made it a little bit old looking. With a spongy dauber. And then I just fed it through centre one. And I just tied a knot. Tightened it 90 degrees to where I want it to sit, so that when I tie the second knot, it'll sit flat along there. Knot, snip, snip. It's just those little touches that you add. Now I did put butterflies on there. I don't have another one with butterflies written. I do have a little dream. There we go. Dream. Yeah, I like that. There we are. So that's 2 journaling cards. There we go. And then this, I've decided that I'm just going to make a little faux envelope. For this. Yeah, that'll work. Just like that. Nothing fancy. And then that could get clipped over a page, so you've got that butterfly visible over the top of a page, which is quite nice. You've got that visible on that side. That could be an orchid leaf, really. And then you can take it off, and you could have journaling in there. It is actually, I reckon if you wrote on that, you'd see it through the other side. So it probably needs, not probably, it does need to have a bit of paper stuck on it, really. So I'm going to ink all that up. So I've inked all that around, and I've got a bit of really thin avocado dyed paper, and that is what I'm going to put on the inside there. I am going to get myself a ready edge. There we go. And then down there. I'll take the top and the bottom. And then that way I've got somewhere to write. And it won't show through the writing to the other end, and because of the colour it'll look nice, I think. So just rip that corner off there and just I'm quite liking this pebble path as just a change. I used to do all my inking in black. Back in the day of mini albums, I used to use black cardstock. Hear my hiccups. Black cardstock. So it was the base of my albums. And yes, I used a lot of black ink back in the day. So that's that. So it's still quite light. Put those creases back in. I would normally wait until it was actually dry. There we go. I would do a bit of inking across that crease there. So it's got that really old look about it. There we go. So it's now not got that crinkle, but it's still got a really nice feel about it. It's almost cloth. I love it. I love the way things feel. So that's that. And I've got this strip, and I did get a strip. I did get a strip of card. Did think it could maybe become a tag, maybe with this up either side. Were my thoughts. That was what I was thinking. Let's turn that into a tag top. I might do an eyelet around the bottom. How's that working? Yep. And that is using the whole of the paper napkin. Now this, I could have just decoupaged straight on to this tag. I didn't need to do it onto this, but oh, I've just seen I have got another wee strip. But he can stay where he is. He can stay where he is. I think. This will be enough. So I'm going to cut there. Oh, quite like it hanging over the bottom. Cut this one the same. So I'm going to put glue up the side here. Nice generous bead of glue. And we're going to stick. Then we'll repeat. Can't believe I've just got this. I've filmed it today. I don't know when you see it, but my unboxing of this ribbon, and here I am using it. I'm using it the same day as I opened it. Right, I want to do, I could use this and make a tab. Didn't especially like that because it wasn't quite strong enough, but that's okay. I'll just fold it over and finish it off. No one will be any the wiser. That on the top there, except I don't like it, so I've got a tab. I've got a tab for something. Why don't I just get a hole reinforcer? That's what we'll have. Just do that. Stick that on there. Do the hole. There we go. So I can stick the one on the back now. And we'll have an eyelet. Change this round. Change that round. There we go. Happy with that. And then I'm gonna stick that in. There we go. Getting all in a bit of a mess here. Get rid of these. You can see a bit better. What have we got? We have got nice little envelope there. We have a tag. We have a journaling card. We have another journaling card. We have 2 envelopes. We have a tab. all out of one napkin, and I've got a page for my journal. So lots of ideas of using paper napkins. That was what I wanted to achieve. So hope you like that. I will put photos over on nigezza.co.uk. The challenge will be in Junk in for everyone, and just join in with the hashtag JJFE JJ4E Junk Journaling for Everyone weekly challenge. Okay, bye for now. See you all again soon.